All right, that's the go live option.
There we go.
You're here yet again. Seems to be a regular occurrence now.
Yep.
Yet always something different to talk about.
Yes.
Welcome one, welcome all. Our monthly show here, Cruising the Catalog. I am Keith. That is Richie on the screen too. And we have done our best to flip through and look at all the offerings for the catalog. See the things that are out there and kind of spend a little bit of time here. A quick 30-minute show to highlight some of the pieces that we see. A lot of the focus about the catalog is about new offerings. It's less about, say, the quality variants that are going to be coming out. Many of those we may not have good information on at this point, so we kind of hold that for our weekly Sunday night show. We always see that information like this starts off in the catalog. You guys can kind of now get to see our ride through how we have to do ordering as a store. Start here in the catalog, put some numbers behind it, a little bit of thought process, and then come back to the individual weekly final order cutoffs. Things like this, the catalog will start putting in their final orders 27th of this month, and will carry through mostly through mid-December. We're in a little bit of a weird time with the holidays because some stuff has to be committed to a little bit earlier. You know, you lose some printer time through Thanksgiving holiday, some shipping time over this. So they are pros at it about knowing how early things have to be committed and gotten into so that we can go and proceed.
Yes, this one is kind of bigger, broader strokes of things to look at, and we will hone them down the closer they get to actual cutoff dates. I know that I have a bunch of trades I want to talk about because trades are not something we typically focus on during our final orders due show, and it's a good way to kind of keep track. The other interesting thing with this month's catalog, as Keith was talking about, a lot of this stuff is going to be dropping December into January, and that means that you can also look at some gift ideas if you're one to want to pick something up and make sure it gets here on time.
Yeah, a real big key with something like that. As an example, let me grab one that I know I've done. So on any of the pages for the products that we're offering here, you should have this information right underneath the description here about what the final date for orders is. This one says, example, is November 10th, and then the expected release date. These are not hard numbers. They will become a lot more clear and firm around that final order date. But again, like Richie said, if you're planning and saying, oh, wait, there's a cool gift idea in here, this would be the spot to check to say, hey, what's the chances we're going to see this for Christmas? So a little bit of planning there. If you'd like to follow at home along with us, and whether you're live and joining us now, which is wonderful, and please feel free to chat and be part of the show, you can go to our website, iwantmorecomics.com. From up at the top, it is shop, and it is the ordering catalog October. Either the main link here or the October 2025 right there will get you to this page and get you to see exactly the same things that we're focused on. So one of the things we do kind of break out first and foremost is to give a little bit of TLC and highlights to the number ones. This is a great time to kind of plan ahead and say, hey, something new or something one shot is coming down the pipe. Do you want to be on it? Because quite often that's the time where people, it's obvious if it's, when Batman restarted, carry through all the people that were on Batman into the new Matt Fraction Batman. That makes a lot of sense. But some of this other stuff, maybe we don't catch you and sweep you in on that. Light One, welcome again to the show. Thanks for tuning in with us. So we will highlight and put most of the number ones up here in the show and have a little bit of a chat about them. It's actually a little bit lighter because just like all businesses at the end of the year, they're planning on not wanting to do a ton of work around the holidays. So new stuff doesn't typically start in the December timeframe. So we'll have a few things to talk about, but it will be a lighter load on just the number ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Richie, Absolute Batman Arkham Special number 1 is my first thing up there.
One of the things about the Absolute Universe that I think works very well is the insanity that is Arc M. For those that have been following along, that is basically where all of the big bads, these monstrosities that you're seeing on social media, come from. And I think a focus on that facility is a very important place to be. So I think it definitely does require a one shot. And the fact that Scott Snyder's behind it, giving us all the information, it's coming from his twisted mind there, him and Frank Terry. So definitely on the list.
See, and this is an example I would talk about. Oh, look, there's an amazing variant by blank, by blank, by blank. But it's literally 3 variants are announced, and they're all to be announced artists. Yeah. We don't even know who's doing them at this point in time. So information like this is just so fresh and so new at this point. It's kind of, again, you want to subscribe, great time to do this. You want to choose your variant, we're going to have another conversation here in a week or two.
Yeah.
Also for the new number 1s, I believe these are just scheduled as one shot right now because the structure of DCKO, we don't know who wins what. And again, if you're following along at home, we do minor spoilers on this just because we're looking so far into the future. Titling can be a little bit of a spoiler about something that's going on. We're not going to harp on it. We're not going to get deep into that type of thing. We still want you to be able to have the enjoyment of the surprises of reading your own books. But these were originally solicited out as DCKO Harley Quinn versus Redacted.
Yes.
Each one of the second characters was a redacted character. And now because DCKO number 1 has dropped and we see some of the lineups and all this, it started. We now know who's who and who's going against what.
And I will say that DC is very good at hiding things that they want hidden and allowing information coming out that should be coming out. So a lot of the information that we're talking about was spoiled through October's New York Comic-Con. We do have a month of stuff that's going to happen between this, but these ones are minor spoilers. So they're not the big twists and turns, I promise.
Not horrible here. I do want to jump, and I'm getting it ready on the other screen so I can just jump directly into it here. There are 2 of these. A lot of the covers are already being shown off to us for these here, but there are 2 that stand out right away. The Red Hood versus Joker has some amazing covers right away between Bermejo, Gillian March, Dustin Nguyen, Torrin Clark. Like that lineup is just absolutely fantastic.
Ridiculous, yes.
I like the other ones, but this Wonder Woman versus Lobo, this is a challenge. This is a real challenge. I don't think it's bad to turn around and go with Eddie Barrows.
Yeah.
That's great. Good. That's not a problem. Joelle Jones, who is also writing the book.
And I'm a big Joelle Jones fan, and I think that she's elevating here. I think this is even better than her typical output.
This is new skills. This is definitely somebody who's working on the craft and wanted to do something. That's an advancement.
Very good.
Elizabeth Torque. Great.
Reminds me like Joe Mad style.
Becoming a store favorite here is Dan Panosian. It's just crazy. So there is some really good stuff there. Those variants are getting splashed out to us. So keep an eye for updates. I think, like as an example of this, I think final orders on this are mostly going to be in November. So we've got a couple weeks for all of this to kind of get flushed out and brought to light. Basically, you have the 4 books there. You have the Night. The DC it's Night Fight.
Night Fight
for Batman stuff, and then we also have other books that are involved directly with the crossover, where the main character already has a book. I believe like Flash, Titans,
Aquaman, like I think is one. Yeah,
Aquaman's in there. Yeah, all of that is part of it there. So DC, not a ton of number ones, but real attention grabbers.
I'll tell you that the whole staff and we're all in on that DCKO. Every single one of us are just chatting every time a new issue comes out. So
it's the ultimate nerd off, right? You know, like
yes.
You know, it's the ultimate thing that we've always played since we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping to Marvel, we have some number ones here, although the information is super light. Marvel is behind in, I think, even knowing what they're doing.
Yep.
So we all get to play a guessing game along with it. Some of it looks really well set up. Some of it, like has already got people, like we know Marvel Rivals, what to expect with a book with that. Seeing that the people involved are Peach and Kaku, it's going to be, it's going to be in line. The Marvel Winter Break Special #1 is kind of a hanging around the hot tub instead of the beach suit issue.
Mm-hmm.
But Null, Psylocke, and Sorcerer Supreme have almost no information to them. And in fact, Psylocke Ninja and Sorcerer Supreme, we don't even know who the creative teams are today. So we're waiting for more information. I was hoping to see some stuff come out of New York. Maybe I've missed it. Maybe they just haven't trickled it through Penguin just yet. But we're going to be updating it as we see it come into place.
I will say that with the Winter Break Special, there will also be Winter Break special variants all throughout the Marvel Universe. And with Null as well, there's going to be nullified variants all month long. Those are also all tagged in our catalog, and you can pull them up when we get information. If you pull up the page now, it's going to be a whole lot of nothing. But you do see a little bit there with like Black Panther and Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, you can know the 6 that we know are going to be Winter Break variants right now, and they haven't announced all who the artists are for those. But like I said, you can kind of get a flavor for the style about what they're doing with it.
I know as a variant hunter, like a lot of people would like to know if there's a theme and how much they got to kind of commit to the month for it. So this is a great way to do that. As we get closer to the actual due date, we'll have covers and things like that. But at least you know who's it going to be, is it worth chasing, and how much money you need to get.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Null, we do know the creative team of Al Ewing and Tom Waltz.
Tom Waltz is one of my favorites.
Cannot imagine anybody on this podcast that is excited about that, but hey, I don't know everything. Maybe
if you don't know Tom Waltz, he is the legend behind making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last over 150 issues. So he's one of the kings, and I'm very happy to see him writing. He did take on president responsibilities at IDW, and he's been slowly working on one-shots for Marvel, and now he has a miniseries as well. So it's going to be high octane. That's all I can tell you.
Additional number ones here in Marvel, The End 2099, which is pretty obvious where that's going. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, no information yet on that. Never knew until today that Doom's real name is Will. So Will of Doom there. And X-Men Age of Revelation will have a finale, one book that wraps up the whole event. So that's on the radar there. Also, that will come with a lot of variants like that series has kind of run and worked in that direction. I'll also bring up, and again, I have nothing to show you kind of except for a list. But we did mark there will be null variants.
Yes.
Inside Marvel also. So this is 17 known right now. Again, we have artists, and I believe every one of them, I think it's every one of them, we know the artist, but we don't have any images just yet.
Yeah.
We constantly will watch this and update, but expect to see it at FOC time.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Mambo brings up Dr. William Doom. I didn't see William. I saw Will. Just FYI.
It's formal.
Yeah. Some guys just like certain names.
Mm-hmm.
I also like to give praise where praise is due. and I will turn around and tell you that right here at the top of this list for Image, Darkness came to the table, is bringing a insane amount of variants, and what we have are the open order variants, which is only 4 right now. But there's a lot of other things going on. But we also know right away.
Look at that Mac. Show the Mac.
You want to go Mac?
Look at it. Yeah.
Man,
that's good.
That's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really good that when we do get this information, when we can kind of hype it up and talk about it, this is a big deal. I've known about this for a while, about Top Cow bringing this back and what they were working to. It wasn't a big secret. It was pretty obvious with what they were doing with Witchblade. But you have Silvestri, you have Bennis, you have all these people working on it that have knowledge of the character, love of the character. It's in depth, and you should turn around and have a lot of faith that you're going to get a huge fan service kind of book behind this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very happy to see this that we're lined up the dates now, because sometimes it's coming, but it needs to line up story wise with where things are fitting inside Witchblade and the universe and pieces like that. So we're at that point right now where it's going to hit the rack.
Mm-hmm.
Any other number ones on this list from Image that kind of stick out for you?
Yes, but you're going to know which one I was going to. There's 2 of them, the big ones. Let's talk about the really big one, because I want to make sure we spend a little time on it.
Does he use the word giant?
It definitely has the word giant in it. It's Giant Size Criminal #1. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips are coming back together, and they're actually bringing a new single issue, first one in over 5 years, and it's actually to celebrate the streaming television series premiere. This thing is huge. It's an annual style issue, and it's just packed to the gills with stuff. The thing about, if you know anything about Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, especially, when they love us retailers, and I appreciate them doing that. So obviously when this thing goes for television, most of the time that means hey, let's reprint a #1 or put out a facsimile, but not these 2. They're like, nope, new story, make it giant size, and put in a bunch of stuff like behind the scenes insights to criminal TV show, a fully illustrated guide to the world of Criminal and its key characters, all this perfect entry stuff, and it's exclusively in print and only available at comic shops because they love us. So
they've always supported the hobby, and by proxy that means supporting the fans and giving all of us a healthy environment for this. I also expect this to be more content than you would expect at a $5.99 book today.
Mm-hmm.
You're just getting so much bonus into this. You should turn around and have it, but I think it's been a while since we've had a Criminal list. So as far as hold slots, I think we could bring all of you guys who were in on the Reckless crowd in,
maybe that, and Knives. We had Knives that came out.
Knives.
That.
If you were buying, and that's that side of things. But if you don't want to miss, don't miss. I'm
just reading this thing, and it says they also get a Criminal tabletop RPG module written by Karen Gillian, who's doing Die.
Okay.
Because why not?
I mean, you're feeding
all for $6. It's ridiculous.
You're feeding all of the hobby there. So the other one that you're gonna bring up, I'm gonna point to it on my screen and see if I'm right. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's gonna be Wrestling Heist.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. This is
Richie. I'm not going to say anything, but you have a type.
I do have a type. I'm okay with that. But this is from Image Comics. Everything's by Kyle Starks, but who did Peacemaker Tries Hard, and I Hate This Place. But it is basically a story about a wrestler that almost got injured by a crummy promoter, and then decides he's going to rob him blind on his biggest event of the year. I feel like it's going to be hilarious for any type of professional wrestling fan. It's going to be also, I think, for any heist fan at $3.99 comic. I'm sold 100%. I'm ready to go.
Not shocked at all. I think also inside this game, that Inferno Girl Red Book 2 coming back, new miniseries there. And the Startling Tales of Santa Claus looked entertaining for the season for me on that side of things there.
Mm-hmm.
New number ones here from all the rest of the publishers. There's plenty out there. There really is. I don't think we're going to highlight every. We're going to list what we've got on the show here and all this, but we may not jump into every single one here. Some of the stuff is natural. Cyberpunk 2077 Chrome. It's a new miniseries. Cyberpunk has been rolling as a series of miniseries, and it's done very well for that side of things. Makes a lot of sense.
They also put out a trade for Cyberpunk Edge Runners from the Netflix series, if you want to pick that up too.
Carmen Redclaw, Belly of the Beast. If you'll notice, so one of the writers on that is Mike Mignola. You are in Hellboy Universe over there. That is something in that direction. There is a lot of one-shot holiday specials in Dynamite's wheelhouse here.
Yeah.
Gargoyles Winter Special, Red Sonja New Year's Special, Vampirella Hella Day.
Mm-hmm.
Continues on to the next page here with Terminator Santa Claus is coming to town. Thundercats Holiday.
Holiday.
Please be sure to turn around, and when you see that on the rack, point it out to Richie in case he missed it. He appreciates puns all the time.
Holiday.
All of those books are done Dynamite style. You have plenty of variants to choose from, and 3 of them have blind bags.
Yes, that's what I saw too.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up real quickly on my other over here. The Fire and Ice Necron, the Red Sonja, and the Thundercats all have blind bags. Now, blind bags are coming in a lot of different styles from Dynamite, so pay attention. I have up on the screen the 2-pack option. Remember, it's how we roll here. If you just want 1, buy the 1-pack. If you want 2, you can buy infinite amounts of 2, and then that can get you to the number if you want multiple here. As example, these all should have 2 copies of the issues, which are exclusive to the blind bag, 1 blank authentics, and 1 of 5 unique variant cover editions. So they're experimenting with some other styles about how to do a blind bag. We just saw Mark Spears, The Wolf and the Monster, or Monster and the Wolf, whichever order. I don't want to.
I think it's Monster and the Wolf.
But he had 90 different covers. These are much thinner and much more succinct into that. Tune in Sunday night. We will have a huge conversation about blind bags because the blind bag potentially of the year is up for battle this weekend. So you want to cheat, go look at Ultimate Endgame, and you'll be experienced and in the know by the time we get there. But I don't think it's bad. I think it's kind of fun to get a blind bag and see some unique type stuff. There are also just straight up options. You can buy the cover that you like. I was going to get really bad side eyes from Sean if I did not bring up his Abstract Studios trigger warning. We're very glad to see the Abstract got out of Diamond.
I did have that on my list too, so we're good.
Yeah. If you've never read Strangers in Paradise, for shame, is one of the books that everyone in this store would tell you is a must read. We now have access to carrying the trades again now that they've moved over to Lunar. So we will be stocked up on that story. Is a fantastic, just slice of life type book. Trigger Warnings is dealing with your characters, Kachu and why can't I think of the other name?
Francine.
There we go. But
it's them in the Old West.
Like the last thing we got from Terry Moore would have been Motor Girl.
I think so. Yeah.
Echo was before that. Yeah. So we'll need you to raise your hand. We're going to stock it. We'll be deep on it, but raise your hand if you need it.
Definitely. All hail Terry Moore.
Several other pieces on here. Anything else stick out to you to absolutely have your attention?
So just a quick number 1 that I didn't see on there.
One more
Titans.
slide.
You have another slide for Titans, maybe?
Yeah, Titans 2 slides later, but yes.
Okay, that's fine. Then we'll get to that later.
That's your one. Okay,
On
so
this one, the Rick and Morty N #1 had a really adorable variant. That was the Rick and Morty the End blind bag less variant.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Where it's just a comic. It's got no bag, and they thought it'd be. They said we encourage you to ironically order 39 of these to prove how meta it is. Yes. Is what it is.
It's exactly. Look at all that information for a blind bagless variant.
Excellent.
Yep. There you go. Make them rich. They would appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. So those are the two that I would bring up.
Yeah, your Titan Dark Souls. Is that the one you had?
That was the one I had. Yep.
Yep.
I just like bringing attention to any video game comics because those are often the ones everyone finds out about later, and I want to tell everybody about it a month in advance. So Dark Souls is also a very big seller, so we always sell out on the rack. I promise you, no matter what we bring in, by week 2, it will be gone, and you'll be asking me where it's at. So this is how you can make sure you get it.
It is also hitting with amazing card. Bjorn Barons on your main and a foil there. And then your 3 other alternate variants there. They just, what do the kids say? They slap? Whatever.
They slap. I don't know if they say that anymore, but I'm going to use it.
I'm trying to stay hip. But
neither you or I are kids, so who knows?
I'm too old now. But really big, really solid stuff there. Again, it's rolling dice for how many we should bring in. We just don't know how big the fan base is on that. We know it's Dark Souls is popular, but that's the #1 run through.
Yep.
Of what I had. I don't know if you had anything else you wanted to directly highlight.
Oh, I could speed run this. Okay, so the thing I have 3 minutes. I will push it as quickly as possible.
If anybody watching is saying what happened, 3 minutes supposed to have book club, you will.
Yep, we will. All right, Batman #4 has a new character that's going to be created by Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez. That's probably something to look out for. Batman and Robin, Peter J. Tomasi's trade paperbacks coming out. It's one of the best written Damian stories of all time. Batman has to go back and try to bring back Damian from the dead. I do believe in the DC compact editions, but it's not something we store or keep in stock at the shop. So if you're interested in those, I would suggest looking at those. There's a really cool Bela Lugosi, the man behind the cape, and I think I'm just really into that right now because I'm watching the old Universal shows right now, and it's a full $175 hardcover about the man Bela Lugosi who brought Dracula to life at the time. Really cool gift idea, I think. If you liked Black Mirror's USS Callister, they're doing Twisted Publishers is doing a really cool adaptation like any Star Trek or Star Wars show would do. I think that would be really fun to enjoy. Anybody from Avatar, my Avatar fans, there's going to be a new Chronicles from their duology series. They're doing The Awakening of Roku, kind of the stories that they're retelling from Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. It's written by the New York Times bestseller and National Award nominated Randy Ribby. Creepy from Dark Horse is doing an oversized trade paperback focusing on Bernie Wrightson and his artwork. Definitely check that out. Harley Quinn issue 57 is actually going to be the legacy number of 200, so that's a very big one. I would get on that early. For those that really liked Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, the same creative team featuring Valesk Evely, who is an incredible artist from Dark Horse, is getting a gorgeous hardcover for Helen of Windhorn, which is an excellent story about a mansion that has portals to different worlds. Invincible is doing an omnibus hardcover with a reprint for the first time ever of Invincible meets Spider-Man from Image Comics. $125 on that. There's 2 different covers you can choose from. Crypto from Ryan North and Jay Lee getting its trade paperback. So is Mark Spears Monsters, and Epic Premier Collections is doing Tom Taylor's The Vision which is really cool. Jeff Lemire from Dark Horse is Nobody's getting a reprint in a hardcover form. Awesome stuff there. We talked about the blind bags. Star Wars Insider has a dope foil variant from Titan Comics. It's Phasma in foil, I think would be really cool. A manga from Titan feels very much like an homage to why can't I think of it? Anyway, it's a really great story about a man that was convicted for a crime. 9 years later, he's out and trying to relive his path with his daughter. Terminator is doing a Santa Claus thing. Void Rivals has these really cool die-cut mask variants for issue 25. Will of Doom has a big overlapping thing of J. Scott Campbell, which is really cool. I think it's all of the J. Scott Campbell things put together that were when he did that month. And then X-Men 97 for Abrahams has a really cool uplifting edition hardcover where you can take the little pieces and make storyboards out of them. Thank you, Nam, for Old Boy. But you can take little pop-up displays and make little scenes from X-Men 97, which is really cool. And that's in Abrams Publishing. That's
I was going to
everything I
let it
brought.
flounder on that one, Nam. I just,
Yeah, I knew you knew it, but there you go.
Yeah, they are actually doing Old Boy again right now. We're getting a new edition of all that stuff there. Guys, I would say this, the catalog. What's the best use of the catalog? The catalog is a lot about checking in the trades and hardcovers. It's seeing the different stuff that you're not going to, you don't pay attention to on the week-to-week basis and kind of making a little bit of plan for any of those types of things. That's what this is. Big benefit is. Take some time, make some notes, come back to your notes, cross it off and say, no, I really, I do want that, highlight stuff. But it's a chance to kind of, browse through the world and see what's coming out and then be able to do some of the research without being under the gun of, oh man, the orders are due right now. So we put it out there. It's a resource. We obviously turn around and tell you, you get better information and get the final information when we get to the final order cutoffs on Sunday nights. Please join us for those shows. And we will turn around and be able to help you with the best information at that point.
I'm off to book club. If you want to know how to join book club, just visit our calendar section right here on our website and look up book club and just click in and you can join us right there. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you all for joining us today. And again, got any questions, send them into the shop. We can help you, figure out what's what and all this. But if not, we will see you back with our normal slate of fun next week. Thank you, everyone.